Can I sit up closer? I don't know. Okay. Greetings, everyone. I am not going to be before you long, but I needed to share this great testimony with you about my life, per usual. And like I said, this is answer prayers and how I got 3 keys in 1 week. Okay, so just a background story. I last year, March 2021, I decided to leave home for many reasons, but to start a new journey, right? But what I didn't know is that it was going to be so hard, and that was just an experience, right? Okay, so I left, I came back, and while I was gone, I was able to experience a lot of firsts. I got to ride on an airplane for the first time. I got to meet some new people, a lot of good things, right? A lot of firsts, right? I got to spend some time with family, meet some people I've never met before, all that good jazz, okay? I come back and I'm like, okay, why am I here again, right? Because if you know me or know bits and pieces of my story, you know that I leave and come back, okay? I think that it is somewhere out there for me, but clearly Spirit wants me to stay in Decatur to do something big. I don't know yet. So anyway, I came back, tried to get myself back on a good standing and mingle with people, and okay, so what am I supposed to do, right? I battled daily about working a job and working for myself, of course it didn't work well the first go around. So I'm like, okay, so what do I do? Go get a job. Okay, I'm like, okay, I gotta get myself out of the situation. So let's reverse a little bit. I was currently homeless when I came back, okay? And I didn't know what to do, right? Staying with family and friends, and that never really works out. It never really works out, okay? And so I was working a job, and then it hit me. I was missing something, and I had to go back into my past, okay? In 2016, if you know the story, I'll tell you the story. I was robbed in the driveway of my home on my son's birthday. And during that time, I was going through financial stuff. And so, I left then. And so I had an eviction on my name, okay? No big deal, right? But I totally forgot because that was 2016. And I clearly lived my life, And so anyways, it got to the point where, I was just like, okay, what am I supposed to be doing, right? Trying to get places to stay, asking for help from the community, and was not getting it. Y'all, I don't think anybody understands. And even the few people that I told, they didn't understand, like, how? Jessica, you of all people, you always helping people. You always blah, blah, blah. How come you can't get help? Have no idea, right? So going through that phase was really, really hard, right? Like I said, staying with people and trying to make deals with people so that I could get on my feet didn't work, okay? I lost friends, I lost family, I lost, okay? And I was defeated. Like, I could not barely get up. But me being who I am, I got up every day, make sure that I had money in my pocket, make sure that we had a place to stay. Also, I didn't have a car, so I was homeless with no car, moving around. I had money, but not enough money to have somewhere to stay, right? Hey, I'm not ashamed because all of this built my character and who I am, right? Clearly, I had to go through it. I had to go through this. So now I can speak about it. But during the time, I was like, what the heck? Okay? Why is it so hard? Okay? So I came back, worked a job, then I worked this specific job where it allowed me to drive cars. And I said, when I get a car, I want this specific car, right? I'm like, I don't know how, because the car was clearly out of my pay range. But I'm like, I want this car, okay? So that was the first one. First, think it, speak it, watch it manifest, okay? The second one was a place to stay. So, I'm just like, who gonna come up with this money for this eviction? Because I don't got it. Couldn't get help from community, couldn't get help from family, couldn't get help from nobody. Like, no help. I felt helpless. Like, what did I do wrong, right? So time goes on, right? I'm still actively healing from a heartbreak, actively healing from family, actively healing from friends that I thought were my friends, actively still pushing through, okay? And this is just paraphrase because I don't want to go too much in detail, just so you get a feel, okay? And so still going through the phases of life, right? And like, how am I still progressing? You still want me to be grateful for the life I'm living, and now I barely have any place to stay. I don't know how I'm getting to work, but I'm getting there, right? Thank God for Uber. Thank God for the place that I was able to stay for the period of time that I did, Thank God for the people who, turned their backs. Like, it was all a blessing in disguise, okay? So time continues on. I'm still going through the ringer with trying to find a place to stay and just don't understand how, right? Why do we have these resources in our community if they're not going to help, right? No bashing, just saying, okay? This is my story, okay? So still going through the ringer. I was able to go to Atlanta, and then in December, I went to Florida, right? Still trying to figure out where do I fit in this time in my life. And so when I went to Florida, able to meet new people, I did a healing ritual for myself to release, because clearly I was still holding on to stuff, right? You secretly, when you heal, you sometimes still hold on to stuff, and it's not allowing you to get to the next level, right? So please remember that. Just because, I think I've done all the healing. No, it never ends. So still actively healing, taking care of me though. It's like, yeah, it's time for me to start taking care of myself. I was able to go there and just, like I said, release. I was able to go there, and I've been saying that I wanted to go there for years, right? And no shame in my game about any of it, right? That is the disclaimer. I am not ashamed to tell the story at all. So I was there, but then abruptly I got comfortable and was like, okay, I can see myself living here. No, Spirit said, yeah, it's time for you to come back, right? I got a phone call that I needed to come back ASAP. So like the next day, I had to come right back to Decatur. So I came back. I'm like, okay, the little money that I did have, I had to give it to someone. So, mind you, money was funny. I had money, but not enough to cover the things that I needed, right? Like I said, no shame in my game. So I had to give the money back, right? Robbing Peter to pay Paul. Okay. And so I'm like, okay, here we are again. I'm back here, and what do you want me to do? Okay. Things started to lighten up a little bit more, right? I got a phone call, still working dead-end jobs. I've never not worked a job, but just to cover my expenses for the time that I didn't have a place or a car, okay? And thank God for the people who were able to take my kids to and from school for me, okay? I just wanted to throw that out there. Okay, so things started to lighten up a little bit, right? I got a phone call about a place, right? And then it's like, oh no, you gotta wait a little bit. Whew. Okay, here we go again. Okay. And during this, I was able to talk to a handful of people that could understand. Okay. Shout out to my spiritual mentors. They knew who they are. That were able to keep me grounded, because I'm just getting readings like, okay, what is it? What do you want me to see? And it was just like, stay the course. Nothing is wrong. You're not doing anything wrong. You just have to stay the course, because you have to shed off this old layer of yourself. And so I was doing that, right? Lots of crying, lots of apologizing, lots of telling people, please leave me alone. Like a lot of people got offended because I told them, hey, I can't be your friend. I can't be your relative. I can't be there for you, because I have to be there for myself. This was hard on me, and people took it personal. Per usual. I mean, that's nothing new, but I couldn't handle it, right? I can barely think for myself and get myself to the next level. So how can I be a friend? How can I do anything for anybody? Okay, so got a call about a place. Still have to wait, right? Just unexpected stuff start happening, right? I remembered that I had got this money oil from my spiritual advisor. And I'm like, the money oil? Okay. So I started using it daily, right? And money was just coming in random. Okay. And this is not about money. This is about manifesting and using your faith to get to the next level, right? In order for me to pay this eviction, in order for me to have a car, in order for me to have the things that I need for me and my children, I had to have money. Okay. Let's be serious. Okay. And so I was able to do little stuff at a time, right? So then, a little time after that, I got a phone call about the place, jobs left and right, just left and right, not that it's a job I really want, but hey, right? It's just a thought that counts. So then I spoke to this lady about a space. Mind you, we had already talked about this months before. And I was like, I think she forgot about me, but she didn't, right? In the nick of time when I needed it, right? I had already thought, I'm ready to have my own space. I'm ready to do the entrepreneur thing. I'm ready to do everything that my mind said that I wanted to do, right? And so I got a phone call about a space. And it just touched my heart so much because I've waited a long time for something like this. I'm able to sit in my space and I feel good about it, right? And so let me make sure I ain't forget. Okay. So, being homeless, I was borderline suicidal because I'm thinking like, hey, as long as my kid's good, y'all take care of them, because I couldn't do it. Like, it was eating at me that bad, right? How am I doing these things and still not getting ahead, okay? And this is not, to say that you can't think like that or anything's bad, for thinking suicidal. It's one of those things where spiritually, I know if I kill myself, then I'm going to be right back here. But it wouldn't solve a thing because there was a reason why I had to go through this, okay? Like I said, crying, robbing Peter to pay Paul, being out of the place to stay, no transportation, little to no help, okay? And still, somehow, I was still getting blessed, right? There, like I said, a handful of people that I could count on. One in particular, she never let me down. And I'm not going to cry, but she know who she is. And I love her to death. Because without her, I don't think that I'll be sitting right here. Whew. When I thought that life was over, stuff started to make a little more sense, okay? So, that's just a brief, what happened. But so I got the space one day. I got the keys to a car that I wanted a few days after. And last but not least, I got a place to stay. It's easy to tell the good stuff about being on a spiritual path, but people don't talk about what you really go through. I changed for the betterment of me. I chose years ago to want to be different, to be the generational curse breaker in my family. So I know that it come with a lot of work, but I was like, man, I'm tired already. I done did all this. No, this is a whole new level, right? I know that people talk about being 30 and, being higher in age, but it's really about your growth and what you really want, right? I've asked for like big dreams. Dream big, be humble, dream big. I have these visions and these thoughts of owning my own business and healing people and, doing a lot of big things. But with big things come lots of challenges, because how can you take on a big responsibility of healing somebody from the top of their head to the bottom of their feet if you can't be at your lowest? I mean, the lowest. This is probably the lowest I've ever been. Now, I've been homeless 3 or 4 times. I've been carless 3 or 4 times, right? And this is the other thing. Material things mean nothing to me because clearly I can find a way. And that's what the whole message is about. None of this material stuff matters. Whether you don't have any of it, it's about your mental. I saw myself out of the situation every single day. I was doing things every single day to get myself out of it. And some days, were uglier than others, but I made it. I made it. This is not the end of my story. This is really the beginning. And I'm grateful to be able to say this proudly, that I made it through another challenge in my life. I'm not ashamed of telling any parts of my life. Now, I don't go into full detail because it doesn't matter. The point is that material things don't matter. People come and go. You have to realize that you gotta let some stuff go. You cannot heal and still hold on to things that no longer serve you. You can't. There's no possible way. You're gonna disappoint people. People are gonna turn their backs on you. People are gonna tell you no. I mean, all kinds of things will happen, but the thing is, you'll get what you want. I thought it. I spoke it every single day, even when I didn't feel like it. I was writing. I got notebooks full of stuff that I've written, my thoughts, and ask myself questions. So when I say that I want to heal people, it's not to gain money. It's not for fame. It ain't for none of that. It's really because I healed myself. I was able to see myself in a dark place. I saw the light at the end of the tunnel. So shout out to the few people that have been there from the very beginning, who didn't understand, but they still was a listening ear. I appreciate you. But yeah, I got 3 sets of keys in 1 week because I held on. My faith was tested like never before. And, there's many stories about people who lost and gained, and now they're millionaires and billionaires. Now, I know that that's in my, future, but like, I'm already that. I don't have to have the money. I don't have to have the cars. I don't have to have none of the material things. I am a billionaire, trillionaire. I am who I am at my core because I stayed the course. I know who I am. I know what I'm here to do. And so make sure that you're being true to yourself. Do not let this world change you from who you are at your core. You're going to have to change who you are if you want better. Like, there's no possible way I would have got those things if I was still crying over stuff that didn't matter. If I was still trying to be the old person. And it hurts when you heal. Because you got to say, man, we really got to push through this. And ain't too many people that's going to sit there with you. You got to do that on your own. Healing is a personal journey. Seeing your manifestations is a personal journey. Right? And I'm just grateful. I'm really grateful to be right here to tell you this little portion of my life, right? I also know that I was able to be a blessing to people, even in the midst of my storm. I'm still telling people, hey, it's going to be all right. Still seeing their life changing. I don't know how I'm going to get paid. I don't know how I'm going to get this job. I don't know how. And it was happening, right? So it doesn't matter what situation you're in. Long as you have faith, long as you keep going, no one can stop you but you. Nobody. I'm grateful for where I am, like I said, because I stayed the course. And this is not the end. It's the beginning of something new. And I accept it. I am open to receiving the things that are for me. What's for me will not pass me by. And of course, people watch. People told me I was inadequate. I can't stand on my own 2 feet. I can't do this. I can't do that. I'm not a good mother. Blah, 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 blah. All right? Imagine that. But I've been there and done that. I've heard those things before. And I'm still pushing. Because I know who I am. And I know where I'm going. Right? It's my vision. It's my path. So as long as I'm okay with it, to hell with other people. So I hope you got a little bit of nuggets, some things to keep you going, some words of wisdom. And I'm grateful for everyone who supports me, who listens to me, who asks me for my advice. Anybody who's just interested, and this is just the beginning, like I said. More to come, more, in-person things, not just readings, but in-person sessions. If you're looking to, book with me a one-on-one session for healing, to talk about your traumas, to talk about your everyday life, how you can stay focused, contact me. Contact me on my business page, and, we'll figure something out. But I'm telling y'all, I am someone you would like to talk to. And I'm not bragging, but I am a master manifester. And I'm grateful, and I hope that something was said that keeps you going. You guys have a great evening. Peace.